is Wednesday, the 19th of November, folks. So we got a great show lined up for you guys today. Eight more days till Thanksgiving. 8 more days till Thanksgiving. 9 more days, folks, for nine more days till Black Friday. You know what that means. Black Friday. Anyway, we got a great show lined up for you today. We're supposed to get my good friend, conservative aunt, Anthony Ramundi, live from Chicago, folks. He's going to be on for the first part of the show. We're excited about that. He's running around doing a lot of things for food, doing some food reviews at a bunch of different restaurants. So, no, I'm just reading an email right now, folks. So just bear with me here for a second. Let's see. I'm just trying to get an email here. Of course, last minute. What email? All right. So, anyway, got a great show lined up for you today. Of course, we're trying to get Conservative Ant on, and then, of course, the other second part of the show, led by good buddy Carlo Joseph on, who's live from the actual Allure of the Seas ship on a cruise ship, folks. In Costa Maya, he is docked, and he's going to talk about cruising and some different stuff about it, good, bad stuff about cruising, and all this other great stuff. So we're going to see right now. It's showtime. Let's get to work right now. Here we are, Oceans. All right, folks, that's right. I'm sorry. That was Conservative Ant. Ant is going to be on in about 10, 15 minutes. So why don't we're going to try to get everybody involved. We're trying to get him on in the beginning part of the show, but he's just getting to his location. So it looks like about 12:15, we're going to get him on. So anyway, let's get right to our sponsor. We got a lot of shit to talk about, a lot of crap. Let's get right to our sponsor, of course, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is a place, buy local, shop local. Blackstone 28-inch grill with hood, $279.99 down from $399. That's a 30% savings, man. 30% savings. And you can't beat that, folks. How about a free $10 gift card when you purchase a $50 gift card? That's right. 2 per limit, 2 per person, our good friends from Ace. Save up to $150 on a Milwaukee pack house. Save between $50 and $150 on Milwaukee modular pack house tool storage system when you spend $199 or more. You can't beat this stuff, folks. That's our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place, buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before their neighborhoods. And don't forget, also Black Friday, 25% off all Carhartt clothes. That's right, our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Now, we are going to have Carlo Joseph on the second part of the show, and it looks like maybe we can get him on the first part of the show because Anthony will be running late. So let's see here, folks. Live television, baby. That's what it's all about. Live television. So that's what it's all about. We got a lot planned today and a lot of great show coming up. Now, let's see now. Also, my condolence to my good friend Tony from Cucina Bella. His dad has passed away. Our parents, our prayers go out to their family. Of course, horrible when someone loses. I lost today's also Remembering Your Dad Day for everybody who lost their dads out there. So pray for that. We just got a mix up here, folks. So Anthony was supposed to be on right away, but looks like he's going to be on about 12:15 now. So we're trying to make some moves live on network television. All right, so we got that, folks. We got a lot to talk about. Wisconsin gas, 279 a gallon for gas in Wisconsin. Here in Illinois, some are down to 325, 310. It's amazing what gas is doing right now, folks. And of course, I don't know how much gas is going to go down much cheaper in the state of Illinois because Governor Pritzker doesn't want gas to go down, doesn't want President Trump to look good, right? So we are just in the midst of trying to get everything organized here. Conservative Anthony Raimondi, who's going to be joining us very shortly. He's just getting to his location right now, and then he's going to come up live. So we're excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anthony's in town doing a whole bunch of food reviews, a bunch of different restaurants. He's going to be on the show. He's got over 1.5 million followers on Instagram and TikTok and Conservative Ant Talk. And we're going to talk about some topics that are really hot right now. We don't have too much time for him, but he's going to be on the show. And then later on in the afternoon, folks, in the hour here, of course, Carlo Joseph coming in from the Allure of the Seas cruise ship. He's actually in Costa Maya right now. Costa Maya. Imagine how you pronounce it. So we're just waiting for Anthony to come on. Gas 279. Like I said, Illinois gas is going down a little bit, but I don't think it's ever going to get down as low as Wisconsin, only because Governor Pritzker wants to make sure that the President Donald Trump is going to keep looking bad for the state of Illinois. All right, exactly. That's what it's about. So I'm kidding. It's over in California, it's still over $400. Kathy, happy birthday, belated birthday to your father, I think, and to your daughter, her birthday, right, Kathy? So happy birthday to you, your family friend. Daryl, how you doing? Sherry, I lost my father in 54. Yeah, Albert, sucks. It's horrible. My dad died at the age of 58. And in 98, he died. So crazy. Crazy, Todd. Happy Wednesday to you, Sandra. How are you doing, guys? Welcome to Ocean Spit. Gina, hello. Back from New York. You're safe. Deborah, see you on Thursday. We love Anthony, too. That's right. That's something else. Anthony, Conservative Ant, will be coming on very shortly, folks. And on the show. But then tomorrow night, he's going to be live at Venuti's in Addison. So you're going to be able to see Tony Ocean and the Main Event Band and Conservative Anthony Raimondi live. He's going to be there doing a food review at Venuti, so you can meet him live. And if you don't know by now, Conservative Ant is the son of our saxophone player, the great Danny Raimondi, saxophone player in Chicago. So I think I'm going to try right now and try to get Carlo on now so we can get him on before Anthony comes on. Let's see. Carlo Joseph is live. Carlo, can you hear me, buddy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now, I knew you were supposed to be on the second part of our show, but Anthony is Conservative Anthony is just getting to his location right now, so he's going to end up probably doing the second half of the show. But I'm glad you're here, buddy. You know what? You're on the Allure of the Seas. You just docked in Costa Maya, if I'm correct. Costa Maya, depends. You've been on a lot of cruises lately. Do you like to cruise?
I do. It's my fourth cruise this year. I did 3 Royals, 1 MSC, and it's my way of getting away and relaxing and enjoying the open sea air.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun now. And you were on our cruise in March at on the Royal Caribbean with our Chicago Music Cruise. It's a lot of fun out there. And you know what? What's the benefits of cruising? A lot of people like it. There's people that actually live on cruise ships because they say technically it's cheaper than paying rent in certain places. What's the downfall about cruising, though? What don't you like about the cruising, Carlos?
You got to be patient with a lot of people because people they're not aware of their surroundings. They're constantly blocking aisles, running into you, backing into you. You just got to have eyes all around. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they're not everybody, watches their personal space or your personal space, but and it could get tight sometimes in certain areas, even on the docks. Today we went into Costa Maya. This dock is not as wide as Nassau or Coco Cay, so
Yeah.
it was a little tight. And because it was tight, they didn't have shuttles for the elderly or the handicapped people. So there were some that were walking, some that were in carts. So you just have to be a little patient, and they'll stop right in front of you. People will stop to take pictures, and you just have to be constantly on guard and constantly watching where you're going. That's the
You
that's
got it, folks. This makes a little sense. This is Ocean Spit live, folks. If you're watching right now, Carlo Joseph is on. He's live from the Allure of the Seas, which is a cruise ship. He's in Costa Maya right now, folks, and we're doing the reversal with you. Just Anthony, conservative Anthony, is supposed to be on the first part of the show, but he's going to be on the second part of the show, and that's why it's a little confusing for you guys here today. Carlo, this is your 8th cruise. The benefits of cruising, or 4th cruise, whatever.
fourth, yeah.
This is a benefits of cruising. What's the benefits? I mean, you go out there and
I've ran into some people that are on back-to-back cruises. They're going back to back to back. Met a couple. They lived in Arizona, Kingman, Arizona, which is just on the other side of Laughlin on the Arizona side. So they just love to cruise. They just go back to back. She goes, it beats doing dishes and making all the meals. Everything's kind of taken care of for you, and you're on a plan. And one thing I got to warn you is you can tend to overeat, and I'm not doing that this trip. I'm watching.
Oh man, I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Some people feel like you're at a buffet, you feel like you got to get your money's worth, or you see all this food and your eyes definitely get bigger than your stomach. So I just do one plate.
Right, but here's what people don't get. You can eat all you want. There's a lot of exercising that you
Yeah.
can do. So you know what? We got Gabby's watching. Of course, your daughter's watching. Lisa's watching from Dubai.
Wow.
Hello, Lisa from
Hi,
Dubai.
Lisa.
How are you doing? There you go. Carol, how you doing, Carol? We got Stella watching, Albert, everybody watching the show. Guess Carlo Joseph is live from the Allure of the Seas. You've been on a bunch of different cruise ships. Is there much different? I mean, some of these ports, when you come out to, if some of you people haven't been around, you have to realize that some of these ports, if you know, they all look kind of the same for a while, right?
Right, they do. I'm excited about the next port that we're going to, which is Cozumel, because they have a pool area right inside the port, so you really don't have to go anywhere. Some ports, like I said, they're pretty commercialized. There's a lot of vendors, a lot of street vendors, a lot of food. So again, if you ate breakfast and you're going out and you're walking around, I normally try to only eat twice a day. So if I have a decent breakfast, I'm not eating again till dinner. So to me, going out in the port, I don't care. You're burning up calories, you're walking around, and you're getting some exercise without even realizing
it. So you can eat as much as you want. Yeah, you can eat as much as you want and still exercise. I mean, they have a gym in the cruise, so you can't use that excuse. There is a gym. Right. There's a pool. You can swim. You can do exactly your exercises that you do at home. You're having little cocktails. You're having some fun. What's the weather like? Been good?
It's about 82, 85. But whenever you get in these, whenever you get in these southern Caribbean, right off of the ocean, it tend to be a little bit more humid. So the air gets a little thick, feels a little bit warmer probably than it actually is. Could get sticky out there. We were back because I wasn't sure. Once you get away from the ship, you're not going to have any kind of Wi-Fi. So I came back to the ship. Obviously, I wanted to make sure I was good to go for the show. I do take the internet.
Yeah, isn't it important though when you're on a cruise ship to really just put your phone away and Wi-Fi. You're trying to get away for relaxation, and you see more people on their phones and Wi-Fi and do it. Why don't we just, you know what I mean? I know you're doing this show, but I mean in general,
Right.
right? I mean, people taking pictures. I get all that. You know what I mean? What's the food been like? You've been to 3 or 4 different cruise ships, and you don't have to name cruise ships, but can you tell me what's the food like? I'm not talking about the amount of food, but the tasting and the presentation always looks like it's 100%.
Oh yeah, they're on point. They do a good job. It's very the food is real good. It's I'm sometimes I like the salad. I'd like my salad a little bit colder, but that's personal preference. You know, everything. Um, Sal got a French onion soup yesterday. It was piping hot, so that was good. There's they try to have a different theme every day. Like yesterday was a taste of Italy. Obviously, if you're Italian and you've eaten Italian food, it's going to be tough to come
Yeah,
close to what your
sure.
mother made when you were growing up.
Yeah,
It's just that
right.
it's hard for Italians to eat out. It's sometimes like eating at Olive Garden.
Yeah, well, I've never ate an Olive Garden, so I couldn't tell you. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Carlo, you know what? And there's a lot of things to do on the cruise ship. Obviously, you like a little gambling every now and then. What's the difference between the gambling that you do in this ship compared to other ships? Is there a difference, in your opinion, when you do gamble?
Yeah, they're all kind of set up the same. These ships here, Royal's got a huge casino. They're real big. I'm actually the MSC Seascape is actually in front of us, docked in front of us. I have the Enchantment of the Seas right next to us. They pulled them in right next to us. It looks like a smaller ship compared to what we're on. But I was on the MSC Seascape. That was nice. The table games are fine in both ships. I think that the Royal ships have a little bit more, maybe because this ship might be a little bit bigger to
Bigger,
accommodate
yeah.
more people. So it may be relative in size to what they have as far as casinos go. But
You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Carlo Joseph is live from the Allure of the Seas. He's docking right now. He's at Costa Maya right now, folks. And if you're just joining us, conservative Anthony Raimondi will be joining us. He was supposed to be the first part of the show. He's going to be on the second part of the show and to give us a little time that he does have because he's in town doing all these food reviews. But in the meantime, folks, let's not forget we're talking about cruising. Let's not forget about the Chicago Music Cruise that's going to happen less than 60 days from now. The MSC World America is going to happen January 17th to January 24th. 7-night Western Caribbean cruise, Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Ocean Cay on NTD Vacations. It's going to be Tony Ocean and the main event band, and of course, Seventh Heaven. So it's going to be very, very cool. Give Mary a call at 630-688-1725 for our cruising destination and say you want to go on the cruise with Ocean and Seventh Heaven, or go to chicagomusiccruise.com. Tell them Tony O sent you and join us on there. Carlo, which is kind of cool when you're gambling and doing your stuff that you're doing. Kids, how is the kids? A lot of kids on this ship, or do you see not too many kids?
Not as many. I mean, obviously, if you're going on the Disney cruise, you're going to have a lot. A Carnival cruise, you're going to have a lot because they pitch those ships more towards families.
Yeah.
But this time of year, I don't think there's anybody on winter break or fall break for Thanksgiving yet. I could be wrong. Yeah. But there are some kids, but not that many. It's noticeably less.
We got Arizona watching. You doing Wisconsin? Dennis from Wisconsin. Joey Spins. Happy birthday, Joey. I know you've been celebrating for a couple days, or a week, so you're having a good time, brother. Today is actually Joey Spins' birthday. Happy birthday. I don't think there's many kids there this time of year. Yeah, but I'm just thinking, I figure now with a lot of kids now, a lot of people are homeschooling kids. You figure now they would still be on this ship. I've had no problem with ships with kids on the ship. But I can see they could be a little. If people don't like, some people do not want to go. They want to go on cruises just to get away from kids. Now there is, like, I don't know if they have it on there, but I remember on the Royal Caribbean, they had a floor just for adults, no kids allowed. Do they have that on the ship that you're at?
They have the solarium. I believe every Royal ship has the solarium area, and you have to be 18 or over to get in there.
Okay.
So that's a nice area if you want peace and quiet. Everybody's, relaxing. There's plenty of hot tubs. There's a small pool in there. So, and there's a lot of lounge chairs. So if you feel like you don't want to be out in the hustle and bustle of the regular, where all the slides are at, or all the water themed things are at, like the Flow Rider or any of that stuff, then you just go to the solarium and just relax. It's a very peaceful atmosphere. People are just lounging around, just relaxing.
What about let's you talk about a lot of times it was easy getting on. Obviously you need a passport to get on the ship. Obviously, does
Right.
the real ID works too, right? You don't need a passport, or you still need a
Well,
passport?
I use when I ordered my passport, I ordered it with the passport card. Not many people know about the passport card.
Okay.
I think it was invented for people that worked on the U.S. Canadian or U.S. Mexican border, so you constantly went back and forth if you worked in either one of the countries. So you just show your passport card, and you don't have to carry your passport with you. Now I bring both. I keep the
Yeah.
passport in the safe here.
Yeah.
With Royal, I didn't have a problem all three times with the passport card getting on or clearing to get on and going through customs when you get off. With MSC, they wanted to see my passport book. So I don't think they're geared up for that card just yet. So that's why I did bring both.
Yeah,
I
you
always
should
want to
always
get
bring
a
both.
backup.
Right. I
Yeah,
think you should
they
always
say
bring both.
you should really take a picture of your passport in case you don't have it with you or in case you lose it. It'd be a
Yeah.
lot easier for you to go to the local consulate and get some documentation that can get you back home.
Yeah, I would advise for people to bring both if they have it. But better to be safe than sorry. It makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense on that end. You got, you know what? Cruising is fun. I enjoy it. It's nice to get away. It really is. There is people who smoke. There's smoking sections. There's a smoking area near the pool, so you guys can do that if you're into that, cigar smoking or regular smoking. Johnny Maselli, what's up, brother? You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Carlo, my good friend, of course, our friend Carlo on the Allure of the Seas. He's live at Costa Maya, and we're waiting also for our good friend Ant will be joining us very shortly, folks. Over 1.5 million followers. It's going to be a lot of fun when he comes on TikTok and talking about what's going on in the world. Carlo, you meet a lot of people on a cruise ship. There's singles ships that people go on where people can find dates and match, which is kind of cool for people that like to do that. There's the cruises that are just like you said. There's a lot of things you just go in to relax. There's a wild parties that they have on the cruise ships. Have you about the rumor about the turbulence? Do you actually feel? I've been on them. I don't feel any of that stuff where people are afraid of the turbulence. All right, that's just like
No,
a little bit of a myth.
I haven't felt. We're cruising at about 20 to 25 knots. It's to me it seems like a snail's pace. They're in no hurry to get anywhere. They're usually,
Right.
if you look on the map, you're never really that far from land. If you see, they hug the coast. So for those that think you're out in way in the middle of the Atlantic or whatever, you're not. You're probably no more than 60 miles away from shore. So and really I didn't see, there were no waves. It was the shore, the water was pretty not calm, but it wasn't any waves for that matter. I on the first one we went, I did see some towards the end of the tour there. We had a few waves, but there wasn't anything more than 3 foot waves. They weren't really that big, and they could put the stabilizers out. Once they put those stabilizers out, you can't feel anything. It
No,
takes a
no.
lot of the rocking.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I noticed too, compared to years ago when I was on the cruise, getting on and getting off the ship is it's much quicker than it used to be. I remember it would take
Right.
forever to get on through customs and to all like that. Do you see that? It's pretty fast now getting on and off the ships, aren't it?
It is. The one thing I have to admit, though, from what I've seen now, going to now Fort Lauderdale twice and Miami's port twice, Miami's got their shit together. They got it all together. You fly right in. They drop you off. There's no congestion. Fort Lauderdale, it took us 2.5 hours to get a block and a half because there was some backup for the Princess cruise ships area, and traffic was not moving. We must have gone through 40 lights. You could see the light was a half a block away, and it just was not moving. There was too much traffic going in. So I don't know if there was an accident or what, but once people were getting off and walking to the ship. So we just
I got it.
we just have to, I guess, I know next time if I'm coming to Fort Lauderdale, I'm going to probably leave earlier. I mean, our embarkment time wasn't until 2 p.m. And I thought by leaving at 11, we would get there in plenty of time. And we got there, 1:30 ish, 2 o'clock.
All
So
right.
it's like, we were right on time.
Well, so you got to get a little earlier. Yeah, that's our great tips from Carlo Joseph. Carlo, thank you for your time on the Allure of the
thank you.
Seas, Costa Maya. I hope you keep winning. Hey, hope you keep winning at those casinos so you can keep getting more free cruises. So that's the trick. Gamble and win some money. Yes, you got it.
All right.
Look forward to seeing you.
Gotcha.
Carlo Joseph,
Thank you.
buddy. Thank you, pal.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are we are going to go back over here, folks, and try to, looks like Anthony, let's see. We're trying to get, Anthony will be joining us. Carlo is getting off the ship, off the sea here. Hold on. We're trying to break him off here. All right. So, and let's bring up let's see, make sure we get Anthony on here, who's waiting in the green room. Let's see here. Let's make sure we get him on. Busy man as he is. Busy man. There it is. Anthony is with us. Anthony, what's up, my friend?
And Blake. We're doing the show together.
Anthony and Blake, how are you guys doing over there?
We're doing good. A little cold, but we're doing all right. We're Florida boys.
You're doing all right. Well, first of all, thank you for being on the show, Anthony. And you and Blake, you guys are very busy running around doing everything you're doing. You're in town. What are you actually in town doing? Doing reviews? How is that all working out?
Great. We're at Capri right now in Burr Ridge. And we're about to do a food review here. And then tomorrow we'll be doing Venutis with Frank. And we hit, some of the best Chicago pizza places this week and a couple of good breakfast places. So
I'm still full from yesterday.
Yeah, we're right on track.
Right on time. It's going to be great, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on. Congratulations on your success with your following and your show, everything you're doing, Anthony, of course. And thank you for giving the time. There's just a couple of things I want to give you some quick answers with everything going on right now. The whole Epstein list, it's been out there for a long time. It looks like they're finally going to release this. What's your opinion is why do you think they waited so long to release it, and why you think they'll do it now, in both of your gentlemen's opinion?
They had to redact it first.
Yeah, they had to redact it first. They also, there's some things logistically within that had to just be in a timely manner. For those who are saying that Donald Trump was scared for these to be released, look, if they wanted, if Donald Trump had damning stuff within those files, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Clintons would have released this stuff a long time ago. All right. So good. I'm glad that they are going to release them. This is what the people wanted. This is what they said they were going to do. I feel
And they
that
voted on it. So
voted on
it
it.
passed.
So it passed.
So it got to the desk.
Yeah, and I think so too. And just like you guys said, if they had some incriminating on President Donald Trump, they would have released this a long time ago. But some people are thinking that they're eliminating certain stuff so people, so they can hide certain individuals on it. When this comes out, guys, what is your opinion on what will it do for the people that are on this list? Now, if this is right, there's people who actually went onto the island. Right. They went onto the island and then they found out what was going on that island. So there's two different sets of people who are going on the island. What's your opinion on all that?
Yeah, look, when somebody invites you somewhere and you don't really know where you're going, or you kind of get into like like a club or something like that, it all depends on the amount of times I believe that these names went back and forth to the island. So if it's like a one-off or a two-off situation, you're like, all right, well, they kind of went there and then they kind of realized what was going on. They're like, I'm out. But if it's like somebody who was constantly going
It's
back
like a
and
Diddy
forth,
party.
Yeah.
If you went to one Diddy party, no big deal.
Yeah.
If you were at 10 Diddy parties, maybe they're going to look into you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like they said at the Diddy parties, the first floor was the normal party. And then as you got up different parts of the wherever the party was, other things were going on. So, of course, well, thank you, gentlemen, for that answer. It's fantastic. What do you think about this new mayor coming into New York City? 34 years old, not much of experience. They said 18% of the people that voted, or 88% of the people that voted, were women between the ages of 18 and 34. What do you think, Anthony and Blake? What do you guys think about this for the city of New York?
Well, I think that generation is highly uneducated in a lot of situations. I think that they really don't realize the impact that somebody like him can have on the city of New York. Look, they've been struggling through COVID. They don't have money. They think that this is going to be the fix. It's going to be the complete opposite of the fix.
Well, I like how he's requesting money. We heard it.
Oh, yeah, he's already asking them for money.
It's only $77 an average donation right now. We can get this fund up to $4 million. So he promises free, but then asks for money. That is your typical socialist move,
Yeah.
Promise you all the bread and cheese,
Exactly.
but you're going to have to pay for it.
And the problem is they're so uneducated that they think that this is going to be something that's going to actually help them, right? So they're like, oh, okay, it's just a click away, $77. Let me Apple Pay it, and we're going to help them. And so it just fuels the guy that's saying that he's not into capitalism or he's going to save them money. They're just giving them money.
Makes a lot of sense. What about the SNAP? SNAP now they want to get people to reapply. When these food stamps, SNAP for people in need, that's what it was for. And now it seems like people are just making a living out of this. I like the way they're going to try to change this. What do you think about that, gentlemen?
Yeah, look, I think that Donald Trump and his administration had found out that there were thousands and thousands of people that received
500,000 dead people are receiving SNAP benefits.
Correct. Not one time,
Yeah.
twice, or multiple times. So this is a way to reset so that we can actually see who, because look, if there are people that truly need it, as a taxpayer or somebody, as an American, I don't mind that. But if you're just using the system like that, then, and Americans are struggling, there's no reason why, if you're an able-bodied person to work, that you should be receiving benefits. And if you're here illegally, I don't want my money going to you either. Now, if you're here legally, like our ancestors came here, my parents came here legally, that's a different situation. You're a U.S. citizen. But it's just crazy to me that we have a system that is so broken that there's people that are dead that are able to accept these benefits, and we don't know where it's going, who's getting it, and why they're getting
Broken and manipulated.
And
It's manipulated as well as broken.
And one last question, gentlemen. First of all, again, thank you so much. I know you guys are so busy running around, but being a spotlight like you guys are, 1.5 million followers on Instagram and TikTok, and now you're going out and stuff. Does it worry you a little bit? Does it scare you like the whole Charlie Kirk thing? I mean, here's a guy that's preaching their views? I mean, does that ever think that you guys, because you guys are going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger for you guys. And when you get to a bigger, more platform, doesn't that bother you every time? I mean, it's got to be a little scary, or what do you guys think?
I think at first it was a little jarring. Like, I think even for me, I own and run a store, so I'm front and center in South Florida. You own businesses, you're always front and center at stores. I think that Charlie was a situation that was a little bit different. I'll say it like that. Can that happen? Sure. I think Charlie was at a different level than we were at.
A different level,
Sure.
but also I can't live that way.
Correct.
I have to believe that the light is going to prevail, the darkness. I have to believe that good is going to prevail the evil, and that if we are doing good, if we are carrying messages of truth and hope, right, that we should be protected. And if we're not protected, then you know what? Then that was God's will for me. That was the plan for me. But I feel that what he does on his platform and what we do on our platform and what I do on my individual platform is really positive.
Yeah,
It
we
really
bring
is.
people together a lot.
It's more, it's
in
more
entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment and connecting. Bringing people that might not mix and bringing them together.
And that's what you're trying to do, which is the most important thing. And thank you guys for what you do. Guys, you have an incredible day. Look forward to seeing you both tomorrow night at Venutis, because Tony Ocean, the Main Event Band, will be performing there tomorrow night. But of course, your father, the great Danny Raimondi, on saxophone. Guys, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love, and God bless you both, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Guys, you got it. That's right, folks. It is Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, of course, with our good friends, Conservative Ant and Blake on the show. Truly, truly nice when you have gentlemen on the show that know what they're talking about. And like I said, you got to follow them on Instagram and TikTok. 1.5 million views of followers that follow these two gentlemen. And of course, Carlo Joseph coming live from the allures of the seas. It's interesting to me that, see, these guys know what they're talking about. I love what they do, and they speak their mind, and they're smart, and it's just great to have people like that in the media. Sherry Sprinkle, how you doing? Albert, Justin, great for watching everybody today. This is Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Let's talk about our good friends, Danny Maiazi from Armando Supermarkets. Buy local, shop local, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. You got it. Now, tomorrow night, folks, if you guys are still listening and you're in the Addison area, tomorrow, Conservative Ant and Blake, they will be live at Venutis in Addison off Lake Street. And Tony Ocean and the Main Event Band, Danny Raimondi, which is Anthony's father, Conservative Anthony's father, Double T, Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, yours truly, will be performing live in the lounge. That's a 7:30 hit. And of course, Anthony and Blake will be there to answer questions, take some pictures, come on down and meet the two gentlemen, and come down to Venutis tomorrow night in Addison off of Lake Street Italian restaurant. It's just a gorgeous, great food out there, and a lot of other stuff to talk about. It is interesting, though. It really is. Now, we got tomorrow. There'll be no show tomorrow. I usually have Carol on Thursdays, but I was supposed to have Anthony on tomorrow and Carol, but I have a show early at the Jacob Henry Mansion with Ocean's Rat Pack from 1 to 3 or 1 to 2:30. So there'll be no Ocean's Pit tomorrow. But Friday, my guest will be Chicago entertainer Eric Donner, which is fantastic for the music that he does. Eric Donner will be our guest on Friday. Good stuff also coming up, and a lot more. Now, tonight I'm off, but I got a chance to go see Nick, a great Italian singer. He's like Eros Ramazzotti, but he's a little bit more, I call him like the Bryan Adams of Italian pop. One of his big hits, of course, Laura Don't C'è, which is a great Italian song. And we were going to do the opening, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way for us to open for him. But we are still going to the show, and I want to thank Ron Onesti for the tickets. They got great Daniela from the Jersey Girls will be singing 2 songs before he goes on in Italian. But we will be there at the Des Plaines Theater. It's going to be a lot of fun. There you go, entertainer, the great Vince Amore there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun here. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. There's more stories to talk about, and I mean, from the stuff that we had yesterday, I'm just going to throw some stuff off the top. Speaking of rock and roll music, Whitesnake, Dave Coverdale calls his retirement. Finally, what I like about some of these rock and rollers, they get to the age, they can't hit the notes, they can't do it anymore. They bow out gracefully and bow out on top instead of still trying to get out there and still trying to go out there and sound like crap. So kudos to Dave Coverdale and Whitesnake for giving it up and say, hey, thank you, but it's over. The most expensive dog ever, $5.7 million. Was just sold, folks. It's a wolf dog, Canada, a wolf dog. Wow, $5.7 million. That's the most expensive dog. Wow. A lot of stories are coming up, folks. Steve Irwin Day, of course. Speaking of animals, the great Steve Irwin, who died on his job, got stung by a stingray. So actually, the 15th of November was Steve Irwin Day. We got to see you at your birthday party at Taverna. Yeah, Jeanette's going to be fun, my birthday bash. We have two. We're going to do one on the north side, which we always do every year. I'll be 63 years old, so we're going to be at Taverna on Division on the 27th of December. It's a Saturday night. And then we're going to the south side for the first time on my actual birthday. December 28th will be at JMOS in Mokina. Big stage. I've got the main event band, and of course, some special singers joining us. One of the singers be joining us is Felix Greco, Louis Pipes. It's going to be a great show at JMOS, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 to 3. And what's going to be great about it, the Bears don't play till Sunday night. And by then, they're probably going to lose the next 4. So, yeah, they're playing, I think, the Chargers a Sunday night on the 28th. It's a 7:20, not at 12 o'clock. So I hope you guys can join us on that Steve Irwin Day. Broadway star from Death of a Salesman, Elizabeth France, dies at the age of 84 years old. Tom Crolin, of course, my good friend Tony from Cucina Bella, his father did pass away. So our prayers go out to Tony and his family, folks. Also, the writer for The Simpsons TV show, Dan Macara, dies, also has passed away. Our prayers out there. And 55 years ago, on the 14th of November 1970, Marshall, a college plane, of course, killing 37 football players and coaches. Plane crash, which is horrible in the sports world. They did a great movie about it too with McConaughey. He did a great movie called Marshall, and We Are Marshall. And wow, just crazy how this world is, right? Let's see. The Reverend Jesse Jackson is on life support system, according to his family. Our prayers go out to the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Country singer and songwriter Todd Snyder dies at the age of 59 years old. How about this? We were just talking about with Carol on a show yesterday, one of the bars that they were at, the New York Jets player, Chris Boyd. He got shot from New York City. He's praying for him and condition that he's in. It's just crazy what's going on with this world. I mean, we talk about it. It's shot, killed. It's just nuts. We can't keep everything in control here. Here's something that's important. We all get in taxis and we all get on Uber, right? Now, you see some Uber drivers and taxi drivers a little bit different. They just pick you up. They drive. They don't even talk. They don't say anything to you. Then you got some of these Uber drivers who give you like a little bit of a show. There's lights inside there. They ask you what kind of music you want to hear. They got games that you can play while you're taking a ride. And they have bottled water to give you guys. Okay. To some extent, you're saying, oh, how cool. I can use a bottle of water. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not saying every Uber driver out there does this. And I'm not saying every taxi driver out there, but there has been things in New York and certain places that some of these drivers spike the water. Never take water bottles from Uber drivers or taxi drivers. Don't take it. Don't take water from strangers. I don't care if it's in an Uber. I don't care if you're walking down the street. You don't take water. It's that simple. You don't know what's going on. I know people can say, oh, well, I'm an Uber driver. I do that. I would never do that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not talking about every Uber driver out there, but there are other sickos out there. It's just like when you remember when with Halloween and your kids, you'd get candy and apples. Remember we kids, there used to be razor blades and apples. You got to be careful these days. Do not take water. Just wait till you get out of the Uber and buy your own water or bring your own water on the ship. I mean, on the cruise. On the Uber. I'm losing it, folks. Getting crazy. This is Ocean Spit. It's time for the weather, the JRC Ace Hardware weather, folks, for today, for Wednesday, the 19th of November. It's 42 degrees out there, 88% humidity, 10-mile-an-hour winds. We got rain about 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. They're predicting rain for the rest of the evening. That's the weather brought to you by your JRC Ace Hardware stores. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. If you're watching Ocean Spit, you're just tuning in, want to thank my good friend Carlo Joseph, who is on the Allure of the Seas cruise ship in Costa Maya, talking about cruise, and of course, and we just got to see conservative Anthony, of course, Anthony Ramundi and Blake on. They're in town doing food reviews. They're at Capri right now, and then they're going to be going to Venutis tomorrow night to review their food, and then they'll be live, of course. We're performing there tomorrow night. So 2 for 1, that's tomorrow. Make sure you check that out as well. For you beer drinkers out there, this is something kind of cool. I never heard about this, but the Chicago Beer Fest. Chicago Beer Fest for all you beer drinkers out there. 65 different breweries, 200 different beers. It's going to be at the Field Museum Saturday, February 28th, 2026. Saturday, February 28th, 2026, 7 p.m. for all you guys out there who love the beer. Steph, how you doing? Yes, I know I'm a little crazy today. Too much going on. Al Michaels, NFL announcer, announced that he's never ate vegetables ever in his life. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When I'm growing up as a kid, I never cared for vegetables either. I ate corn, I ate peas, but nothing else. I hated vegetables. And probably most of us all did too, as growing up as kids. Al Michaels, 81 years old, has never had a vegetable. So I like them now. I get broccoli and I get the dill dip and I eat that, or green beans, and I'm dipping carrots. It's great with a dip. It fills you up, but interesting. All right. As we get older, we end up losing memory. No shit. Now, the average person at the age of 60, they say you start losing your memory at the age of 60, some stuff. Now they're saying there's like 10 things here. If you can remember, that means your mind is still there. Now, my mind is shot anyway. You know, they have these celebrities now, like George Clooney just came out and said, well, I have to admit I was partying. I did cocaine and I did drugs and drinking in my younger party days. Wow, George Clooney. Whoo, what a great revelation that was. Didn't we all do that? So, anyway, my mind is Ubats as it is. But here's a couple things. They say if you can remember these 10 things over the age of 60 and you can still remember them, then your mind is still okay. But even though my mind is a little shot, but here's 10 things. 10 things. And I don't remember. Number 10 is schoolyard chants. When you were in school outside, what was some of the chants that you guys said as kids? Or do you remember your high school theme song? Come on, oh Tigers, we can win the game. Come on, oh Tigers. Ba, 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 ba. Sort of, don't remember the lyrics. Half the songs I sing, I don't remember lyrics. You guys know it by following me. But number 10, that is. Number 10, the sound of a rotary phone. The sound of the rotary phone. I can still remember it. My mother still has a rotary phone. Street addresses. I can remember 1826 Cermak Road, my house in Cicero when I was born. I remember that address. I remember my mom's address, 1731 North Thatcher in Elmwood Park. I remember that. So I do remember some street addresses, but I couldn't remember the addresses of my other 2 wives. No. So interesting. Oh my God. This is good, isn't it, folks? Yeah. Remember watching fantasy? Do you remember Charo on Fantasy Island? If you can remember Charo on Fantasy Island, your mind is still okay. Peter Brady Bunch, when Peter's changed his voice, when it's time to change, it's time to rearrange. If you remember that episode, your mind is still okay. Vince Ramundi, what's up, my brother? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, and old TV shows or old TV lines from TV commercials. If you remember, or lines off your favorite TV show. Me with the Honeymooners, I can remember great lines. I can remember lines from the Three Stooges. I remember 3 lines from Sanford and Son. If you guys can still remember lines from TV shows, your mind is still supposed to be pretty good. And the number one, if you remember song lyrics, and I'm brutal on my song lyrics. If you follow me, guys, you know I might know the first verse, and after that, I'm lost. So thanks to Toady Toto and Jerry Jams with the screen up there, I could finally, and I'm still screw up. So that's interesting stuff. Losing your mind, your memory after the age of 60 years old. Alcohol served 24 hours a day. Some of my memory is fantastic, Jeanette. Thank you. Just being nice. So stop drinking and stop doing whatever else you're doing to keep your mind. Anyway, 24 hours a day, booze is served in certain places only. 6 places you can buy booze 24 hours a day. Unincorporated places like Louisiana and Mississippi, you can buy booze 24 hours a day. Number 6. Butte, Montana comes in at number 5. Number 5, Butte, Montana. Miami, Florida, 24 hours a day you can buy booze in Miami, Florida. Number 3, Atlantic City. Atlantic City. You can buy booze 24 hours a day in Atlantic City. Number 2, New Orleans. You can buy booze 24 hours a day in New Orleans. And number 1, bingo, we all knew this answer, Las Vegas, Nevada. You can buy booze 24 hours a day for you drinkers out there. Anyone remember, okay, you guys do this. You leave the room and you shut the lights off when you're leaving the room that you're not using. Sometimes people do it just to save energy. Other times we do it because my mother and father would say, shut the light off when you're leaving the room. So how many people still do that? How about that one, right? Absolutely. Okay. Right? I mean, people do that with the light. I mean, I think that what I'm saying is works out that way. I lost my mind a long time. Frank, we all lost our mind a long time ago, brother, right? Especially the nights at Gianotti's. If we didn't lose our mind at the nights at Gianotti's and Jilly's and all those places and stay out, we all lost our mind. Yeah. So here's a great joke. Today, my son called me a birth person. Now, this is not me in general. This is just a quote that someone said on social media. My son called me a birth person, and I replied, yes, financial drain? Funny. I put the toilet seat back down, too. Boyd, that's a good one, too. I love it. That should have been the question too, right? Did you put your mind down? Did you put the toilet down? Here's something that's really mind-boggling to me, and I never thought about it. Most U.S. adults in the United States spend 700 plus days of their life recovering from a hangover. U.S. adults, in an average of 700, they waste 700 days from being in a hangover. That's the average of 2 years of your lifetime. If you're big drinkers and you get hangovers, 700 plus days, you lose hangovers. I don't have hangovers anymore like I used to. So that's different for me. We got other shows coming up, folks. Yes, we do. We got a lot of shows coming up. Next, now, Black Wednesday, we're going to be at Positano's in Oak Brook with Jerry Jams and Lisa P. On the 29th, Tony Ocean, the main event band, will be at Villaggio in Roselle. And I hear Christian Knievel will be joining us there for a song on the 29th. Now, special Christmas show at Rosario's in Roselle, December 3rd. Me and Double T. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go and get your reservation. We got another surprise guest coming on December 3rd. December 4th, Ocean's Rat Pack will be at the Tivoli Theater for a holiday show with Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones. Tivoli Theater's in Downers Grove. That's December 4th. December 6th will be in Indianapolis with Ocean's Rat Pack at a place called Mad Hatter's Event Center. That's going to be December 6th at Indianapolis. Looking forward to that. And another Christmas show, 2 shows at the Lyric Theater again in Blue Island, one at 2 in the afternoon and one at 7. Ocean's Rat Pack Christmas holiday show on the 13th. A lot of good stuff, folks. Really is. With everything going on right now and all the stuff that we were talking about, it's just amazing with all this craziness that's going on with the government shutdown. Now there's Epstein list coming out. The thing was that, everybody's asking for the list. Everybody's asking for the list. It's going to come out. The thing I never understood is why didn't they release it when former President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was in office? And now they're going to release it because Trump is in office, and Trump is okay with it. President Trump says, release it. Release the dragons. Some of your quotes that you guys send in are pretty good. Here's another thing that's very important, guys. Not everyone goes home for Thanksgiving. To all our soldiers, our veterans who fought for our country, and our soldiers out there now, men and women that are fighting for our country, happy Thanksgiving. We truly honor you, our people out there not going to be able to come home. There was George Clooney shocked, confessing I used cocaine during unbelievable George Clooney. Ernest Hemingway said it takes 2 years to learn to speak and 60 years to learn to keep quiet. Man, I wish I could learn that. I wish I would have read this quote years ago. Wow. You know what? And you guys send me some good stories, and I try to get them out as much as I can. There's some funny jokes. The feeling when your steak is on a grill and you're all ready, you feel your mouth watering. Do vegans feel the same when they mow the lawn? Daryl out there, do you feel the same way when you mow the lawn as you do when you grill steak? Because Daryl hasn't eaten meat in 25 years. So I wonder if that's about. You guys are funny. This is sent in by Gina Milan. To all the Democrats pretending to care about Epstein's victims, spare me the fake outrage. You're the ones that letting grown men into little girls' bathrooms. Shut up. From Gina Milan. These are stuff that people are sending in. This is interesting. I always love Alaska, but I can't remember. I don't know if I can handle all those days of night. Look at this. Alaska, the sun sets on November 18th, which is today, right? And it doesn't rise again till January 23rd. This results in about 66 consecutive days of darkness during which the sun stays below the horizon. Wow. No sunlight at all. That's got to be hard to live with. No wonder why some of those people might be depressed out there. Chicago will have a #1 big city sales tax in the nation. Let's read you the top 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Memphis, Tennessee, 9.75%, ranked number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Memphis, Tennessee. Coming in at number 3, Memphis, Tennessee with 9.75. Nashville, 9.75. Los Angeles, California, 9.75% sales tax. Seattle coming in at 10.35%. Coming in at number 2, Chicago coming in at number one with the highest sales tax, 10.50%. Number one big city sales tax in the nation, Chicago. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, and you guys still vote for this guy. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. Don't understand it. Jimmy Hammer, what's going on? They will tax your ass. You're right. The story of the Bible. Jesus came, fed all those hundreds of people. This would it be like if Jesus was to do that today? Jesus is here, ready to feed the people that are hungry and they're starving, right? And here's one guy. Somebody will say, hey, I can't eat that. I'm a vegan. Or the other person would say, hey, has that fish been tested for mercury? Or the other person would say, hey, is that bread gluten-free? It'd be a whole different ballgame if you tried doing that. 23,000 pages of new Epstein docs released, according to News Nation. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Holy crap. Chicago public school teachers were caught using COVID funds as a cover to book lavish trips to resorts and safaris. Maybe this is why less than half of the 3rd and 8th graders can read a grade level in Chicago public schools. We talked about this yesterday, how they lowered 44% or 40% of people not bringing their kids. Their enrollment went down. They're not bringing them to public schools. Sad as it is, folks, we're going to leave you with that. It's Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. I want to thank Carlo Joseph, my friend, who was on the Allure of the Seas cruise ship. Costa Maya, talking about different stuff about the cruising. So thank you, Carlo, for that. And of course, I want to thank Conservative Anthony Ramundi, and Blake, his partner, folks, who do the show together. Over 1.5 million followers on Instagram and TikTok. Please follow them, Conservative Ant, and they're doing a bunch of food reviews, and they're going to be live tomorrow night at Venutis in Addison. We'll also be performing there with the Main Event Band, so hope you guys come on out and support that. Really do appreciate that. Tomorrow night, like I said, Venutis. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Daryl Armenstadt. And Sunday, on Saturday, we'll be at a private event in Long Grove at the Grove Country Club with Ocean's Rat Pack. And, of course, our son, Joey and Jess will be getting married this Saturday, so we're excited on that too. So, of course, another thing I'm going to miss. I'll be there for at least a couple hours that I do have to go to work, but at least I get to spend some time with the family, which will be good, guys. 8 days, again, till Thanksgiving. Tomorrow there's no show, but Friday, Eric Donner will be our guest because I have a show tomorrow in the afternoon for the Jacob Henry Mansion with Ocean's Rat Pack. Birthdays, Patricia Richardson turned 74 years old. Deborah Winger, actress, 70 years old. Pat Benatar, hit me with your best shot. 73. Chuck Norris, 95 years old. Really? Wow. Dennis Quinn is 71. Prince Peter Phillips, 48 years old. Sir David Attenborough would have been 100 years old. Love them. Sam Watterson, another great actor, celebrating a birthday. Joey Spins, happy birthday, brother. Eva Marie Saint would have been 107. John Bon Jovi, 63 years old. You got Burgess Meredith, the Penguin, and of course, Rocky Kamimik. Happy birthday. Lena Prima, the daughter of Louis Prima, celebrating a birthday. Lindsay Antonelli, Dave's daughter out there. Dave, happy birthday, Lindsay. And Danny DeVito turns 87 years old. Guys, we want to thank you all for watching the show today. What an eventful show. And thank you all for your comments and watching it. We do really appreciate it. Really do. We want to thank our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Christmas lights on sale all month long. Outdo your neighbors with strings of 100 starting as low as $9.99. Turkey brine bags of Chef J's. Turkey brine only $8.99 down from $13.99, a savings of over 35%. And starting December 1st, if you're one of those late guys that are putting up the Christmas decorations, 25% off all Christmas merchandise. And Black Friday, 25% off all Carhartt clothes, jackets, etc. That's our friends from Ace Hardware. And guys, don't wait till Mama D's breads are back, up and running now for the holidays. Holiday favors are back: pumpkin chocolate chip, cranberry, peppermint, caramel apple. And they still have some of the old favorites: banana, blueberry, chocolate chip, lemon. The list goes on and on. Text or call my sister Natalie at 847-533-0400 or private her, Natalie Bosch, Bosch. Bread start at $11. Order early for the holidays, stocking stuffers, and more. Mama D's breads are back. Guys, buy local, shop local, support local establishment, support live entertainment. And thank you for watching the show today. And if you're insulted by this show or offended, change the channel. But remember, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, you guys, for tuning in every day. If you can, Monday through Friday at noon, lunchtime fun. We'll be back Friday with the great Chicago singer Eric Donner will be our guest Friday. No show tomorrow. God bless you all. Peace and love. Nick Sahajas, the piano man, take us out.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Peace and love, everybody.